speaking from Kidsstories India, and it is story time, and you know how I love stories. And welcome to the Balloon Kingdom.
Can you please be back? The
Sorry.
video is running.
So I read a story about this young girl, Thumbelina. And she says like your thumb. That's why they named her Thumbelina. So, once upon a time, there was an old woman as an auntie size. Auntie. So this auntie went, she had no children. She had nothing to survive without a baby. So, she had to go to her friend, the witch. She went to the witch and saw at her and said, Dear friend witch, can you please give me a baby girl? She said. And then this witch, you know what she will do. This witch gave her a bit of a seed. She planted the seeds. She saw a little bud this much size fell in love with her eyes. She went straight to the bud and kissed it. And the bud bloomed into a beautiful flower. And a little this much small baby girl was in there. And she saw like, how cutie. And she took that girl. Always she will get some water rivers. In the rivers she will take some lotuses, put it in a bowl of water and put her in that and let her just swim for a while. And then her bed was made of coconut shells and some rose petals. So I want to tell you like this one day this Thumbelina was so old. She has to go to school. And her mother sent her to school, and it was like boring. The part for that was so awkward. Do you know what happened? In the school, nobody could see her in the class, and the teacher sent her out with a TC mark. So sad. And Thumbelina was so frustrated and upset, so she went and slept on her bed. So, one night, a frog jumped in. And that frog was a king. That frog saw the little Thumbelina and said, Oh, she's a good wife for my son. She'll be my next queen. So, this frog jumped at her and took her with a bed. She ran to his kingdom. And the prince saw that Thumbelina was a beautiful lady. So he fell in love with her. So, Thumbelina is still small and the prince wants to marry her. What can he do? He has to own his life, right? So, this Thumbelina woke up at the morning and she saw she was in a lettuce pad. Thumbelina was like, ah! Thumbelina freaked. And the frog jumped in and said, hello, my wife. He said. And Thumbelina got, ah! And then Thumbelina said, who are you? And where did you find me? I want to go back to my mother. She said, crying. And this frog said, I will never let my new wife go. She said. And you know how I was. I was like,
Enough.
And this time, Thumbelina was very frustrated. And two fishes came to rescue her from the lettuce pad. She said to the fishes what happened and she didn't know anything. So the fishes ran to her and bit the lettuce pad. Soon the lettuce pad fell down a cart and led Thumbelina to a rabbit's house. That rabbit was a very, very kind Mr. Rabbit. As he saw Thumbelina, he liked her so much, he went kind with her. So, do you know what? Thumbelina liked that rabbit. And then, one day, she saw a crow flying in the ceiling, and the crow fell down like anything. When Thumbelina rushed to see what happened to the crow said, I was thirsty. I went into my story and saw as a thirsty crow. And I went in the pot and I jumped in the pot and I didn't know what to do. And I flew back here in your story, Thumbelina.
It is not right. So what happened next to Thumbelina? Tell that.
I created this story, madam.
Okay, so next what happens to Thumbelina?
So this crow said, I'm so thirsty. And Thumbelina ran to get some water for the crow. She got this much big jug on her hands. The hands were a little bit tiny, but still she can carry that much weight. She carried those and gave it to the crow. The crow got that. She flew with the crow and the crow said, I will leave you on this flower, Thumbelina. So the crow let her into the flower and Thumbelina said goodbye to the crow and the crow went and as she saw in the flower there was a same sized boy who was there and he offered her all the dresses he had and they got married and Thumbelina's mother was so worried. When Thumbelina went into her, she was with a nice golden tiara with a nice pink frock, which was the thumb size. So, and Thumbelina and the boy lived happily ever after. The end. Hope you liked it, guys. Thank you and subscribe for me and my papa. And hope you liked this story. Bye bye.